The Giants are still undefeated in 2019. Some awesome news. Thought they were going to be 3-1, but Alonzo Russell and Kyle Lauletta made some magic happen at the end. We'll get to that later, of course. Let's start first with RJ McIntosh, our 5th-round rookie from 2 years ago now, with some great pressure here on the Patriots' right tackle, disrupting this whole play. And this is big because the Giants need pass rushers. I don't know where they're going to get it from this year. There are guys with potential, but no one really has any big seasons in terms of sacks on this Giants defense right now. I think the most is probably B.J. Hill and his 5.5 from last year. So take a look. I mean, they show some kind of half-ass replays here. Nice pressure, gets right in his face. I'm surprised they didn't call a penalty on this. I mean, this is the play that Clay Matthews, I think it was, got penalized 3 weeks in a row for doing stuff similar to this, but they let it go, which is nice. But anyway, just nice pressure. We need that from someone this year, and if RJ McIntosh can make that kind of make that kind of impact on the defensive line, that would be huge for us. I don't know how much he'll play, but he'll definitely play some this season. So here's an example of why Julian Love probably won't play a lot this year unless there are injuries in front of him. He needs to learn. I mean, right here, guarding Julian Edelman, an established veteran, one of the best slot receivers in the league, makes a tiny move on him, and the Patriots did a nice job of clearing the whole left side of the field to leave it one-on-one with Edelman and the rookie. He did fumble this ball. I don't think they called it a fumble, but the route wasn't that great, and that's why I think Julian Love should probably sit most of this year. I think he'll come back next year in much better shape and definitely more familiar with the NFL. There's been moments where he's been exposed. I'm not going to lie. I liked him a lot coming out of college. Even before the Giants drafted him, I mentioned his name, said I liked him a lot, but he has struggled in the preseason at some moments, and it's stuff like this that makes you concerned. But I think him sitting for a while will benefit him greatly, and that's what the Giants should do with him. And if they move him to safety, he won't have too many moments guarding a slot receiver, but I don't know how many receivers the Patriots had on this play from that angle. It might have been 3, it might have been 4. So in some moments he will have to guard receivers man-to-man, and in that case he just straight up got beat by one of the best slot receivers in football. This is what the Giants need, some linebackers that can cover, and B.J. Goodson's not known for it, but he does a great job here. Number 93, I believe, right here he is, guarding the tight end on the corner route in the end zone. Wasn't perfect coverage, but it would have to be a perfect throw for that to be completed, so I think he did a good enough job there. And as I said, B.J. Goodson's not known for this kind of stuff, but when he does it, it's awesome. The Giants need a linebacker, specifically inside linebacker, that can guard tight ends. You know how poorly the Giants guard the tight end position. I mean, just a couple years ago, there was a 9-game streak of tight ends scoring touchdowns on the Giants. It gets pretty ugly at times. I don't know who number 41 is here, but B.J. Goodson did a really nice job of staying with him stride for stride. And if he can do that in the regular season, that would be huge for us. I mean, we don't know if he's going to make the team right now for sure. If you watched my video yesterday, you guys know I think he will make this team. I don't know if he'll start. I doubt it. But, if he can make these kind of plays more often, he'll definitely earn more playing time for this team. I'm sure it's very repetitive at this point, but it can't go without mentioning the ball placement for Daniel Jones. Watch here on Golden Tate running a simple slant route against probably a rookie corner or a young corner. Does his thing against him. And the ball placement's just perfect. You can't do it better than what Daniel Jones is doing. I'll try to slow it down for you guys. Waits for him to make his break. Offensive line doing a nice job, giving him a good pocket there. And it's right on the money, right on the numbers. So perfect throw from him. Daniel Jones has done that consistently this preseason. If he does this throughout his NFL career, he'll be very successful. I'm very happy with what I've seen from him so far. I watched every throw just recently, actually, because I just put together a video of all of his throws in the preseason. So I'm pretty familiar with what Daniel Jones has done. Most throws have been very accurate, and if he could do this throughout his career, as I said, he'll be very successful. So 2 guys to watch on this play, of course, is going to be the running back, Paul Perkins, who I had making this team in my video yesterday. A lot of you guys did not like that in the comments section. Man, Rod Smith's better than him, blah, blah, blah. But, I honestly think he's going to make it. He had a good game tonight. I have the stats in front of me, 11 rushes, 54 yards, 4.9 per clip, so that's pretty good in a long run of 24 yards, which we will get to later. So watch Eli Penny here as well, our fullback, who should make the roster. I think he will. We know Pat Shurmur uses fullbacks. The coach before him did not use fullbacks, Ben McAdoo. So he makes a great block there on the linebacker. He makes this run happen. Paul Perkins just runs straight until he gets tackled. And if you watch Eli Penny, he meets a linebacker right here. I don't know if you can see it where the mouse is, creates this lane right here, and Paul Perkins runs right through it, nearly picks up a first down. The Giants have a 2nd and 1 right after that. Nice play design, nice blocking by Elijah Penny, of course, as well. This is a hot take, but this might be the best throw from Daniel Jones in this preseason. I'd hate to say it because I could think of like 2 or 3 right now that might be better than this, but we all have our own opinion. But this was awesome. So Golden Tate basically is going to run a straight line going deep, and the way he uses his body to catch this ball is amazing. I'll get into that after. So we'll watch Daniel Jones and the ball placement here. Probably looks right. So, yep, kind of looks off the safety real quick. Make sure he has one-on-one on the left side there. And Golden Tate does a great job. I'll see if I can... This will show it here. This honestly reminded me of, if you're a basketball fan, Isaiah Thomas on the Celtics, or used to be on the Celtics, going for a layup. How he would put his off shoulder, the off-ball shoulder, into a defender, because he was 5'9", into a 7-foot defender to create space. And that's kind of what this was. So Golden Tate uses his right shoulder, maybe his right arm a little bit to just... I don't even know if he pushed off of him, but the way he did it was just perfect. The technique and everything like that. He made sure the defender did not have a chance to make a play on this ball. And the ball placement, of course, was perfect. We know Daniel Jones puts it in a place where only his receivers can catch it. Both did a great job on this play. Offensive line, I believe, was good. I wasn't really watching him, honestly. There's too much beauty with the catch. I mean, the offensive line was fine. Number 92 almost hit Daniel Jones. I think he did, but it didn't matter. He got the play off in time, and it was a great play by Golden Tate and Daniel Jones. So yeah, I've been on Team Paul Perkins lately, but I mean, everyone can get criticized when they do something wrong. And I honestly think from this view here, which the Patriots broadcast gave us, which is nice of them, I don't know, for some reason the NFL had the Patriots broadcast, not the Giants. But watch Paul Perkins. This was the 4th and 1 play. So, of course, the Giants need to pick up a single yard on this play. And Paul Perkins, I mean, the line did a decent job here. There's not much push, but, no Patriots in the backfield by the time he has the ball and has his, vision set on where he wants to go. I'm not sure. I mean, obviously, there's like 3-4 guys on the Patriots that aren't blocked, and they're all on the right side. And if you have, I think, Golden Tate out here one-on-one blocking this cornerback, I just don't get why he didn't bounce this outside and pick up, at least a yard. It could have been a freaking touchdown, but I don't know why he didn't bounce this to the left. We'll see what he did. He just went straight into the line. He bounced a little bit to the left, but not as much as I wanted him to. And he's pretty good with those jump cuts too, Paul Perkins, so I wish he did that. I understand you're trying to pick up just a yard. You're not going for the big play at that point, but I wish the vision was a little better. And the safety, I think, was going to make this play anyway, so he probably wouldn't have scored. I mean, this safety up here would have met him right here, but it would have picked up a yard. So, I mean, it's a shame that happened. But I think other than this moment, Paul Perkins played a very nice game. So if I had to say one bad thing about his performance tonight, that's it. What our defensive coordinator James Bettcher did right here to Jarrett Stidham was just mean. I mean, any rookie quarterback would probably not know what to do with this defense. It was a very nice call. Looks like man coverage in the beginning, and then watch what happens right here with these two cornerbacks, Julian Love and number 43, whoever the hell that is. I should know this, but I don't. They switched their man, and Julian Love is now right here. So instead of... Right? So when Jarrett Stidham is about to throw this ball, he probably thinks number 43 has Josh Gordon right here and probably thinks Julian Love is sticking with this guy. So he probably thinks Josh Gordon's going to have this whole area to himself, and he's going to say, yeah, man, this is going to be a breeze. Easy slant pattern, easy catch for 10 yards to Josh Gordon. But no, the Giants, they changed their man. Julian Love meets him, knocks the ball away. I don't know if it was dropped or knocked away. Let's see exactly what happened, if this angle even shows it. But it was cool. I think he just dropped the ball. But it was cool to see Josh Gordon back out there. Of course, fought a lot of stuff off the field. So I'm happy to see him out there. Hope he plays all 16 games this year and all that kind of stuff. But it was cool to see Josh Gordon once again on the football field. I named this clip How to Get Cut from Bill Belichick's Team. So pretty easy here. Watch the running back. This is the play where B.J. Goodson, I think it was, he's probably rushing right here where the mouse is, just has a free lane at Jarrett Stidham and makes the block, and makes the sack, I mean. Watch the running back here. I'm pretty sure he was supposed to pick up B.J. Goodson and just completely whiffs. Goodson twirls him around, gets him to the ground. So I was happy to see that from B.J. Goodson, who I am rooting for to make this team. And this is a great view. So watch the running back. I mean, I'm no expert with football, obviously. I mean, I don't want to consider myself an expert around football, but it's pretty obvious, I think, that the running back was supposed to pick up Goodson here and just completely did not do that. Did not get over there in time. Jarrett Stidham was swung to the ground. So, I mean, I don't know who number 42 is on the Patriots, but that's definitely not what you're supposed to do in this offense, and you're doing it in front of the wrong coach. So I think his name is Brissett from here. I don't know his first name. Maybe Nick Brissett. That sounds kind of familiar. If not, then don't quote me on that. So I believe this was Alex Tanney's first drive, and it was the great throw he had to Alonzo Russell on top of the screen here. 35-yard touchdown, drops it in the bucket, great throw. And he came out on fire, and you're saying to yourself, man, Alex Tanney's really playing well for this job. He really wants this third quarterback spot on this team. Everything is looking great. He's playing well, but then it just went downhill from here, unfortunately, and we'll get into that right after this. A great throw. Kind of reminds me of the Daniel Jones, the TJ Jones throw at the end of the second quarter, I think it was, in the Bears game. I mean, I'm not positive of the situation, but you guys probably know what I'm talking about. Same thing, left side of the end zone. You guys probably understand what I'm trying to say. But yeah, great throw by Tanney, and unfortunately it just went downhill from this point. So here's the play with Sean Chandler where he did not do a good job, and he's on Demaryius Thomas down here, one-on-one man coverage, and Jarrett Stidham, I mean, does not put too much air under this ball, to say the least, and he just does not turn his head around in time, gets the touchdown on, I guess you can call this a back shoulder, I'm not even sure what you would call this, but it worked. And, he's basically facing Thomas the whole time. Doesn't get his head around until the ball is basically behind his head. He turns his head like right there is where he first turns his head. Ball's right here. So, I mean, there's no way you have that kind of reaction time where you knock that away. Did not play it well. And then Demaryius Thomas, just, good to see him score a touchdown. He had some very nice seasons in Denver during his career. I'm not expecting much from him if any Patriots fans are watching, but we'll see. I mean, if any receiver or if any team can make an older receiver excel, it's probably this Patriots team. So we'll see what Demaryius has to offer this year. So here's where things start to go downhill for Alex Tanney. It's a 3rd and 11, pretty big play. You're in your own territory. And if you watch the other replay, Alonzo Russell had a step on his man, and this was just an underthrown ball. We'll see if the replay shows it right here. And you can see by the time this ball is released, like right there, he has a step on his guy. It's underthrown. He has to come back for it. He kind of fades away from the ball. I feel like if that was in stride, it could have been a very big play, maybe a touchdown. There was a safety over the top, but he probably, Russell would have had the catch by then. So let's see where the safety was exactly. So he's right here. I mean, yeah, he probably wouldn't have scored on this play, but it would have been a nice gain if the ball was caught in stride. So Tanney has to hit him in stride on that play. So this was a great play by Jarrett Stidham, who obviously has some pretty good mobility. I'm pretty impressed by what I saw from him this preseason. And, just the Giants with some miscommunications here. I think Demaryius' man in the beginning, let's see. So his man in the beginning here is number, I don't even know who this is actually. This isn't Terrell Sinkfeld, who I have mentioned on the top here, but Julian Love picks him up right here. I mean, that was the route. They were probably going for him here. Didn't work. Julian Love made a good play. But then eventually, Demaryius Thomas gets lost between these 3 Giants right here, and no one contained the receiver. Jarrett Stidham rolls out to the left, and 2 guys run at Stidham. I think this man right here, who I believe is Terrell Sinkfeld, probably should have stayed back, knowing that number 91 hero, I believe is Avery Moss, had Stidham, and they leave Demaryius Thomas wide open up top. And by the time Julian Love realizes, it's too late, and he scores a touchdown. So just miscommunication and, guys not knowing what's going on. But it's hard to defend that. I can't really get on them too much, and it is our 2nd and 3rd team guys, so it is what it is. So here's the not-so-good stuff from Alex Tanney once again. 3rd and 16. Makes a pretty risky throw here that shouldn't have been made, and it's a little too high for the receiver, who I think was Reggie White. Yes, it was. Ball gets intercepted. I'm not sure if he caught this ball, but anyway, it was just not a good decision. We'll see it here. Ball was wobbly, uncatchable. Not sure if he had possession of this ball, but they counted it. Who cares? It just wasn't a good decision to throw this ball. And on 3rd and 16, you got to be a little more conservative than that. And unfortunately, it ended in a turnover. So not good for Alex Tanney. But that was not his last interception of the night, and we'll get into that later. So here it is, another interception, and it wasn't a bad decision, it just wasn't a great throw. It was a little behind CJ Conrad, I believe it was. The replay shows it was behind, and it was just unlucky because Conrad kicks the ball up and it lands right into a Patriots defender's hands. And you can see from this angle here, it's a little behind him, has to reach back for it and kicks off his calf or something right into the defender's arms. Try to slow it down. So right there, it is behind them at that point. So, Tanney has to put that in a better spot. And I wish Conrad would have caught that, but, it sucks. That's an unlucky play. And Kyle Lauletta should have had 4 or 5 interceptions, it felt like, tonight. So He got lucky, but Alex Tanney did not get lucky. So this is the big Paul Perkins run to start the third quarter. First play of Kyle Lauletta, and I want you guys to watch CJ Conrad, number 47, wherever he is. I think he's probably on top here. I think I see a 4 where the mouse is, so watch that guy. Paul Perkins makes a very nice run here. And I mean, this was like 90% of Paul Perkins. I mean, the offensive line didn't do a great job on this play, but Paul Perkins did a great job. And you can see Conrad, number 47. So he breaks one tackle, keeps it going, keeps the legs moving. I don't know if this angle is going to show us. No, they don't show it. So where is Conrad? So Conrad's number 47 right here. And this is a key block to, kind of seal this angle off, give him this lane. This defender is hanging on his legs, but as I said, he kept the legs going. Paul Perkins kept it moving for a first down, picks up, I don't know how many yards that is, probably like 21-ish or something like that. But a really nice run from Paul Perkins, and once again, another reason why I like him more than Rod Smith. So here, Kyle Lauletta did a great job. This, I think, was one of his first pass attempts of the night. Did a great job in the pocket, but the throw was just pretty darn bad. The offensive line kind of breaks down at one point, steps up very nicely, nearly gets intercepted. But, I mean, the offensive line did a good job here. I mean, they stayed in front of their guys, and, you can't stay in front of them forever. And Lauletta does a good job here of ducking underneath and stepping in front here, knows where the line of scrimmage is, steps up, makes a throw. Unfortunately, just not a very accurate throw. This defender here, number 29, undercuts this route. I think a replay shows it right here. Undercuts it. Drops the ball, and as I said, Lauletta should have had a bunch of interceptions in this game. He got lucky, knows it's his fault, but, at least it dropped to the ground, so that's harmless, but some nice pocket awareness and stuff like that. It wasn't all bad, but you just have to make a better throw there. I believe this was the same drive, another very risky throw by Kyle Lauletta this time. It's a play action, and I honestly think he should have ran this. I mean, when I was watching this, I thought for sure he was going to take off and gain 5 to 7 yards. Decides to throw it, and it was just a flat-out drop. But right at this moment right here, I mean, Lauletta, easily could have picked up at least to the 20. I mean, could have picked up 4 to 5 yards in this area. It's a 1st and 10, as you can see. So I mean, take the for sure thing. Don't try to make this fit this ball into a window that's not there, and that should have been intercepted once again. And the second angle here shows you this was right in the defender's hands and definitely should have been an interception. So it was a nice play by him over Conrad's head to Simonson and just completely just dropped the ball flat out. But not a good decision by Kyle Lauletta. I think he's he has some talent, Lauletta. I mean, he has a lot more upside than Alex Tanney at least, but some of the decisions he makes very questionable. But you can fix that stuff. So this play is another kind of risky one. They always say quarterbacks should not throw across their body. Lauletta says, screw that, I'm throwing a touchdown here. But Reggie White had other ideas, did not haul this ball in. He easily should have and popped it up right into the defender's hands. I really don't know how he dropped this ball. I mean, I don't want to criticize NFL players because who the hell am I? But watch from this angle here. I mean, this was right in the chest of Reggie White and then pops it up right into his hand and it slips through. I mean, I don't know what was going on. This whole play was very ugly. I think Lauletta made a nice decision here. I mean, as I said, you're not supposed to throw across your body, but it worked here. Right in his chest, pops up, and luckily it was not intercepted. So just a bad play by Reggie White. I mean, there's no other way to say it. Bad play by this Patriots defender as well. I mean, come on, man. Got to intercept that ball. So this for me was one of those plays where in live time I was like, what are you doing? And it's like, oh, all right, that worked. But right now when I was watching this live, I was like, no one's guarding the running back. And they had a swing route for Wayne Gallman, and I think it was more of a wheel route, but no one was guarding Wayne Gallman on this play, and I kind of noticed it right away. And he did make a great throw to Scott Simonson here, so it did work. But as you can see, no one was guarding the running back here. So this play did work. I can't criticize it too much, but if this was incomplete, this pass, there would be a lot of Giants coaches saying what the hell were you looking at? Wayne Gallman right here. I mean, there is no one within 10 yards of him at this point. I mean, Wayne Gallman's just running all alone, and probably should have made that throw, but it was a great throw. And unfortunately, Scott Simonson did get injured on this play. Looked pretty serious, and look how open he is. Oh my goodness. So he did get injured on this play. Looked pretty serious. He was carted off, had his shoe off and everything. I'm not sure what the I don't know, was it diagnosis, prognosis? You guys know what I mean. I don't know what the injury is exactly yet, so we'll see. Did not look good, but at least he did catch a touchdown in the process. So Alonzo Russell had a near perfect night, and the only reason I say near is because in this 2-point conversion situation, to make it an 8-point game, which is pretty big. I mean, I know it's preseason, who cares, but in the regular season this would have been big. He has this matchup down here, and it looks like he's against a middle schooler. I mean, this guy is pretty darn short compared to Alonzo Russell, who's a big body receiver, and this was a great throw and put it right in his hands, and unfortunately just flat out dropped the ball. I mean, you have to catch that. They didn't show a replay after, but it was very catchable. Had a big height advantage on this cornerback, and definitely just flat out dropped it. So Alonzo Russell played a great game, but if I had to point out one bad thing, it's that it is preseason. The Giants did end up winning the game, and he had the game-winning touchdown, so he definitely redeemed himself. But if there was one bad thing about Alonzo Russell this game, that was it. So Wayne Gallman here looks just like beast mode Marshawn Lynch with this kind of run. And, I mean, I'm sure some of you guys saw this play. I mean, this is a play that I've never seen Wayne Gallman make before. Most running backs don't make this play. And just great second effort here. And should have been down at, the 3, but he kept his legs going. The ball was across the goal line. They called it a touchdown. It was very close on the replay. They did, call in the field stance. It is a touchdown. But, I mean, right here, number 29 should have made this tackle. I mean, this technique's pretty bad. He looks like he's trying to choke him. But he just keeps pushing forward. Falls for the touchdown. His knee's down, right there. The ball is barely across, but they did count it, and it was just a great effort by Wayne Gallman. I don't know why he was playing this late in the game. I understand Rod Smith's injured, but it was kind of surprising. I mean, he definitely is a number 2 running back in my mind, so I mean, he did make a great play here. Luckily, he stayed healthy tonight. A lot of guys didn't, as we know. A lot of injuries from this game, but Wayne Gallman makes an awesome play right here in the fourth quarter. And last but not least, the game-winning touchdown, and I like the way Kyle Lauletta went about this. So on top of the screen here, there's this receiver/cornerback guy, number 9 I think he is for the Patriots. And if you're going to attack any defender, you might as well attack the guy who plays receiver, and I think defense is his secondary position. So that's what the Giants do. They have a big height advantage once again with Alonzo Russell. And they have a one-on-one. He boxes him out, makes a great, I think it was a one-handed catch when they showed the replay. I think it's right here, hopefully. Tom Brady and Eli. Oh, okay. No, I skipped over it. Okay, right here. So here's the full replay. It was a one-handed catch when you watch it. I mean, it was awesome. Brought it right back into his body. I don't know how he did that, but that was amazing. And it was a great way to go 4-0 on the preseason. And usually I don't care about preseason records, but this is a very young team. I mean, outside of Eli, Antoine Bethea, Janoris Jenkins, Alec Ogletree, and Zach Diassi, I mean, this is a very young team, and I'm sure they care about winning these preseason games. It's important to have a winning culture here. So it's nice to see them go 4-0 on the preseason. I don't know how I'm gonna go about this in the regular season. I mean, I need to start making time notes of plays I want to go over, because there's a lot to go over during NFL games. I need to pick out the most important things. I mean, I don't want my breakdowns to go for 2 hours. I want to probably break down 20 to 25 plays per game. So I have to definitely be smart about that during the regular season. But I'm glad you guys enjoy these videos, and if you stuck to the end, I appreciate that. And next film review will be a actual regular season game, so I'm excited for that. Hopefully we win in Dallas, and there'll be a lot of good things to say. We'll see. Hopefully Zeke Elliott does not play. It's looking like he's not going to play right now, and I'm very surprised by that. So we'll see. Let's go Giants. Please start 1-0 for me. And for all you guys, of course, that would be awesome. And I'll talk to you guys next time.